At the age of 43, I had $10,000 in my retirement. And I learned the hard way that good intentions don't compound because I was working in a nonprofit work for about 20 years. And also realizing that your W 2 stability can change in an instant. And so that is why, instead of hoping for my future, I decided to start building. And that's why I got into real estate investing. I joined maybe two other ones before joining Pace Morby's Sub 2 community. And I've been in it for about a year, and it has been probably the best investment, about based on the money that I put in. The return on it is just so phenomenal if you're able to, pay the entry cost for it. And what I've learned on now being on the other side of being in sub two is, initially my wife and I, we were just going back and forth on should we invest that money into joining this community. But it really is a mindset thing. I mean, yes, someone's making money, when you join, but it's also a mindset shift for me to invest in myself to put that money into use. I mean, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, so I recognize how much, $10,000 can go, toward just investing in yourself. And so, long story short, I want to share the the three benefits that I received in this 1 year of being in Pace Morby's Sub 2 community. I mean, there's a lot, but I want to narrow it down to three. The first, and I just like to organize it by ABC. First is just access to reps, not just information. When you join Sub 2, there's thousands of Zoom videos and resources of everything under the sun: single family homes, multifamily, RV parks, how to do private money lending, how to start a business, how to set up an LLC. Like everything that you need to know, it is there. The information is there. And also on top of that, there are about, I think, 39 live Zooms every week. And so information is there. But for me, the benefit of my 1 year in sub two is the access to reps, reps of talking to agents about creative finance, reps of just getting out of my shell. I am a people person, and I'm very good at that. I've done that for over 20 years in my W-2 job, but just reps in terms of real estate investing, um, learning and actually taking action. So I think that was really huge. Second, B is belonging before breakthrough. What I wrote is, I didn't need to arrive to participate. Being around people doing the work normalized the awkward stage and kept me moving when progress felt slow. Yes, you got to pay to be in sub two, but there's something about being in the room, being around people that are trying to do the same thing, and also being around people who's one step, two step, 5 steps, 10 steps ahead of you. And it does not mean you you are to trust everybody. You need to verify, you need to vet, you need to do your due diligence on people and relationships. But there is a sense of belonging there, that we're all in this just real estate investing circle. People are on different paths, different lanes, but there's something unique and special about that. It really unlocks something in me, and that really was the breakthrough. And so, I started my real estate journey in September of 2022, and so I got into one renter at a time. Michael Zuber, he really was the initial unlock for me. And then I joined this other kind of 203K loan program, and then but nothing compares to being in sub two. Just being around people that want to do the same thing, that also want to help you and add value. So access to reps, belonging before breakthrough, and I would say the third thing, C, is capability over confidence. Obviously, in the beginning, I didn't have any confidence. I didn't know basic terminology. I didn't know how to what direct to agent even meant or looked like. So I had to participate on all these different challenges, and I had to like put myself in awkward situations where I had to force myself to grow. I had to force myself to wake up early, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., to go to the daily dials, and I had to, talk in front of the camera and get on the Zooms and ask questions that I thought were dumb, but I didn't know it. And so I had to put myself in those situations. So definitely the confidence was very weak when I started. But what Sub 2 helped me build was more capability. As I did reps, as I took action, and started matching with my Clifton Strength Finders, and then the avatar, the Sub 2 avatars. And I started finding a good balance of who I am, my giftings, all of my story, my experiences, and how that will add value to real estate investors and people in the Sub 2 community. And so, in 1 year, I had just good and bad of being a private money lender. I am in two fractional co-living properties, with multiple doors in Texas and Florida. I'm in partnerships with a media agency. And I think the biggest thing is, yes, access to reps, belonging before breakthrough, capability over confidence. But for me, everything was worth it because of the who, because of who I was able to meet in the Sub 2 community. And so without that, without paying for it, without being in the room, without me taking action, and I mean there were weeks and months where I was doing my W-2, which I love my W-2, and but I would wake up earlier, I would stay up later, I would work on my day, I would do real estate investing stuff on my day off. I mean, I was I'm just all over it. Why? Because at the age of 43, I only had $10,000 to my name in retirement. And I knew I needed to expedite that process so that I can retire my family. We can retire well, provide for my family, retire my parents, retire my wife's parents well. And so I needed to get to work. And so the last year has been me trying to, you know, take it slow and be gracious to myself, but also taking the first step so that in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, or whatever it might be, who knows, that I can set myself up for success in terms of retirement.